Hi, this is Lucy from Artshed Angel, and I just want to show you my Poppy Girl page. I first started with a gessoed background, and I've put some tape in the middle so that my acrylic paint doesn't go through. So it's just a white gessoed background. I've then chosen some paint, and I'm using acrylic paint. I've got some pictures that I've gotten out of a magazine and I'm going to paint over them later. So there's one I'm going to make into a tree, and I've got a letter and a girl and a chair. So they're going to be the elements that I'm using on my page. So the colours I'm going to use is a lime green, a blue, and I'm also going to be using an aqua. They're all just plain acrylic paint. So I'm painting the top like the sky in the blue, going a little bit aqua to the right hand side, and I'm using a lime green because I want to create a grass-like look at the bottom. Just adding a little bit of darker green just to finish around and frame it a little bit here. So it's again a darker green acrylic. Now I've let it dry and I've got now red and yellow, and I'm going to do poppies with a flat brush. They're really, really easy. So I'm just creating poppies on the page, and I'm going to put in a tree as well. So just add that on. So I've put my matte medium underneath and over the top to stick it down, and now I've put some poppies in front of it. So with the darker green, I'm coming through and I'm putting some stems on and some grass and some leaves. I'm also using a stamp to put some more leaves on, which I'll be in the next slide. So there, it's just a rubber stamp that's leaves, and I'm stamping directly into the paint, the acrylic paint, and stamping it onto my page. I'm then going to put my elements where I want them. You can see I've turned the pencils now into a tree, and the next part is putting my elements down, which is my chair and my girl. And she's holding a letter, which it says love. So she's holding a love letter. So once I've got the girl and all the things in the place where I want, they've all been stuck down with matte medium, and then I'm going to draw in the bit of chair that I don't have. So obviously it was half a chair. So I'm pretty much just drawing a basic outline of a chair. I'm also going to paint that chair with some white, and I'm going to paint the girl's clothes. So this is the fun part about it. If you have pictures in magazines that you really like, you don't have to use the colours of the pictures. They can actually be a really good start to a design, so you can paint over it. So I'm putting some polka dots on her top to make it a little bit cute, and I'm changing her dress to yellow. And the yellow dress just, I think, makes it a bit more a little sort of outdoor park and cuter. So her dress is quite dull to start off with. Now I'm going to put some washi tape on. I've got some beautiful red and yellow washi tape which goes with the poppies, and I'm just doing this to frame it. And I've also got a polka dot washi tape which I'm going to use, and that kind of goes with the clothing. So it all just brings the picture together. Now I'm going to do a drawing of a girl because she doesn't have a head, as you can see. So I've just done a basic sketch of a face. I'm making her quite a wide, round, large face, and with just short hair. I want it to be kind of smiling and cute. So you can see I'm just using the Prismacolor pencils, and it's just on a fairly thick 200 GSM paper. So I've just colouring in the girl and her face. The great thing about the Prismacolor pencils is that they have so many different colours to choose from, and you can get really lovely smooth effects. Put some pink in her cheeks, do her eyes. I'm going to use a black pen for detail, so I'm just going to do her quite basically. Just finishing her off. Okay, now I'm using a black Posca pen to put in her detail. Sorry, it's gone off the page a little bit. Making her smiling. I want kind of a wistful sort of smile on her face. And now I've put her face, you can see the face is quite large on the actual picture. So again, I'm using matte medium to glue her down, and I'll paint matte medium over the top of her as well. That holds it down nice and firm. Now I've gone with the Posca pen to do some finishing touches. So you can see I've done the lines around the clothing, some buttons down the front, some finishing off on her face, and just some finishing touches. So, you know, things that need to be outlined, do it now and add some little bits of detail. I'm adding detail into the flowers as well. Now I'm writing some wording across the page. I'm just doing it in waves, just nice things that made me feel good about her sitting in a park and it being a beautiful day. So I like the way that when you write over the page like this, especially in the white, that you get kind of waves like music, I suppose, going through it. And you know, it's a time where you can write things that are meaningful to you as well. Now I'm just doing little hearts hanging from the trees, because she's obviously just read a love letter, I think. Now, because my flowers need a bit more detail, I'm just using some alcohol markers to finish it off. Don't be scared to use alcohol markers over the top of acrylic paints. They work great. I'm now also going to use a green acrylic marker to put some more detail. You can just see that the grass at the bottom just is framing it a lot better with this little bit of extra alcohol pen dark green. Now I'm using a grey to finish off just some shadows and highlights on her. So I'm going to put a little bit underneath things like the letter. Just frames it and makes it pop, because what we really want to do is end up with something that looks like it pops. You see just under the chair. And I'm also going to put it under her chin, just to make it look like there's a bit of a shadow under her chin. Now that's just a grey alcohol marker to create shadow. Now you can fiddle around as much as you like and keep going really, but it just adds the detail, and you can see now there's a real framing on the bottom with the darker colours. Now I'm using a Posca pen to do a little willy wagtail. Now I've free-handed this, but obviously you can just get a little picture out of a book and put it on there if you like. The willy wagtail seems to be a bit of standard for me on a lot of artwork. So I've put a little willy wagtail on, and I've cut a little bow out of some decorative paper. So I just found some paper in a magazine and cut out a bow shape, sticking it on in hair just to finish her off. And I'm going to use a Posca pen then to finish off and put lines around it. So you can do a lot of collage with paper and actually create whole designs. I mean, the tree was made up of a bunch of pencils that were tied together with string. And the envelope was just out of a magazine as well. So you could see that I had this doll picture and I've used that for her body, and I've continued the chair even though I didn't have the whole chair. Now this is finished. Thank you so much. I hope you watch another Art Shed Angel video very soon. Thank you very much from Lucille. Please follow me on Art Shed Angel on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you.